So, it's Wednesday, and it's bench day. So Wednesday is bench day. So just once a week, playing it very conservatively, giving myself every opportunity to recover, and the simple objective is weight on the bar. Weight on the bar, that's what counts. Okay. Not powerlifting, I'm not trying to do 1 rep max. The rep ranges are going to be moderate, but the important thing is weight on the bar. Okay, so last time I did this, I did 75 kilos for 10 reps. I'm aiming for the first set, I want to get about 8. So I've actually put the weight up quite substantially, so we're on 85 kilos. I've warmed up. I did a bit of dynamic stretching, empty bar for 10, 50 kilos for a single, 70 kilos for a single, and now we're on 85. Okay, let's set up a 5-minute timer, so that's going to take about half a minute to run down to begin. So this first set, now, as I say, last time was 75 for 10, so this is, and I've moved it to 85, so that's a substantial increase. There's no way I'm going to get 10, but we'll go for what we can get. So more or less AMRAP, more or less failure, or very close. Okay, here we go. Eight, that's it, that's what I wanted. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Good. Okay. So let's get that written down. 85 for 8. Okay. So the idea of, for the time being at least, is reverse pyramids. So, well, first of all, the idea of weight on the bar is going to be a long-term project. It's going to go for, hopefully, multiple months. I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep adding whatever tiny amount of weight I can every session. Obviously at this moment in time I can progress quite rapidly, but eventually that's going to dry up, which is completely to be expected, and the progress will be very limited. But I'm going to do whatever it takes to extend the process for as long as possible. Okay, this reverse pyramid idea, well, that might not last beyond a month. Maybe it will, I don't know yet, see how it goes. But the simple idea is do the top set, then take off 10%. So 85, 10% of 85 is obviously 8.5, which is not very convenient, so they've rounded it down to 7.5. So that gives you 77.5. Okay. So load the bar to 77.5. More than likely I'll get more than 8 reps. Okay, so that's loaded to 77.5. So on the menu today, on the agenda today is 3 sets of bench, 3 sets of overhead press, and then a couple of sets of P's, so biceps and triceps, and at the end I'll probably do a thick bar reverse curl for forearms. Okay, so there's very few sets, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 sets all told is what I'm thinking of. Maybe extend to 12, maybe do 2 sets on the reverse curl at the end. Yeah, extend to 12. Okay, conceivably as time goes by and I'm getting more weight on the bar, I'm going to cut out everything apart from the powerlifts. So maybe at the end of this particular, I'll call it phase or cycle, maybe at the end of this, all that I will be doing is 3 powerlifts. Just to squeeze out as much as possible on those 3 powerlifts. Put it all into the 3 powerlifts. As I say, it's not powerlifting per se. I'm not going to dip down into the low rep stuff. It's all going to be moderate repetition ranges. Hopefully about 8 reps for the first set. Okay, so let's get this done. Okay, I'm expecting 9, but maybe 10, who knows? We'll see. Yeah, 10. That's good. 10 reps. Okay, so take off the final final 7.5 kilos off. So now load to 70 kilos. I expect I'll get 11, 12. Yeah, so the idea is now that on the first set I try and maintain it at 8 reps. So adding whatever weight and maintaining 8 reps. Obviously that's not going to always play out. You know, maybe now and again I will drop a rep or so and I'll just simply keep the weight the same. But I find that progression, adding weight, is more gentle or more conservative than adding reps. You can always add, you know, quarter kilo. I think the smallest plates I've got are quarter kilos, so you can always add half a kilo. Conceivably, as this process plays out, right at the end, I may buy some even smaller plates, a couple of I don't know what's the possibility, 1/8 of a kilo. I mean, you're talking about glorified washers, aren't you? But I think that's the way I'm going to play it right at the end. Just whatever it takes to add some sort of weight and maintain the same rep scheme, so that the rep scheme for the bench press is going to be 8. So the first set must be 8 before I add any weight. Okay, and then simply remove 10% for the next set. Okay. I suppose in many ways the second and third set are not so crucial. So obviously you're going to put in the maximum effort, but it's the first set that I'm monitoring the most. So everything will be dependent on the first set. So whatever weight's on the bar for the first set, remove 10% approximately. Like for example today, 85, 10% was 8.5, but it's convenient to remove 7.5. Anyway, so I'd say 11 or 12 reps, and then that's another bench press session over for the week. You know, initially I was thinking about doing 2, but I thought I like doing the dips as well. I consider the dips to be at least the equivalent, or at least as good as bench press, if not better in fact. So rather than doing two bench press sessions per week, I'm doing a bench press session and a dip session for upper body, and for lower body, one session is a deadlift session, and one session is a squat session. So that's 4 sessions per week. I fully envisage as this process plays out that I will actually drop down to three sessions a week. Probably drop the dip session altogether, if it comes to that. Whenever it comes, it will come to that, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, so what we're looking at, 11 or 12 is 70 kilos. Come on then, let's get it done. That's 12 done. Okay, good stuff. Whew. Yep. High reps for me. Not much of my career has been above 10 reps, above 5 reps really. Okay, so I was 70 for 12. Okay, good. So let me set up for overhead press. Okay, my overhead press is been neglected over the years, I suppose. A lot of people think it's a very important move, but personally I think that if you're doing the bench press and you're doing the power lifts, overhead press to a certain extent is redundant. It's simply not necessary. You know, if you weren't doing those lifts, yeah, it's fantastic. But all the structures involved, they're also involved in the 3 power lifts. So in many ways, I consider overhead press to be redundant overlap. And I still think that if you're a competitive powerlifter, you're far better off putting more sessions of bench than splitting it between bench and overhead press. I think there's a certain sort of like snobbery involved in not liking the bench press. You know, the bench press is too common. You know, everybody does bench press. You know, and it's almost like you're sort of, you know, being special by not doing the bench press and doing the overhead press. And I think it's also got that idea of it's like it's oldie worldy. whereas the bench press is modern and therefore somehow tainted. So it's part of the modern artificial world, whereas the overhead press, it's authentic and original and old-fashioned and timeless. But that's all noise to me. It's all rubbish, really. Yeah, so yeah, it's a good move, but I wouldn't rank it as being up there with the 3 powerless. Second tier, OHP chins or pull-ups and rows. I would say they were second tier, whereas first tier squat, bench, deadlift, dips. And obviously, if you're doing powerlifting competition, then dips are second tier as well. Okay, so what we're looking at here, what we got here. Okay, so last time was a a woeful 40 for 6. Okay, I am going to say that I want to aim for 8 on the OHP as well, so I'm going to leave the weight the same. So let's kick off with a warm up. Should have pretty warmed up from the benching. So 20, 30, 40. And the aim is 40 for 7. So 40 for 7 is a win. But I do think that there is a definite a very pronounced genetic factor in overhead pressing. I think some people are made to overhead press, and some people, you know, by the way that their shoulders are structured, it's simply a very, well, it's just not good for them. Simple as that. It doesn't work out for them. Okay, so you know, I rarely play the genetics card at all. You know, I would say that, you know, generally speaking, it's irrelevant. But I think for the overhead press, probably for squatting as well, you know, anybody who's got sort of like long legs, you know, there are certain people who are just not made to squat. But I think with, you know, as regards genetics in general, you know, it swings and roundabouts. You know, whatever holds you back in one move propels you forward in another. So, same can be said for, you know, just general. For example, some people might find it very difficult to gain weight, yet they don't have to struggle with fat. Yeah. So for me, it's always been a case of, yeah, I can gain weight quite easily, but keeping it lean, that's a different idea altogether. You know, for me, being lean is temporary. Okay, let's do a single. Load it up to 40 for the first work set. In a collar. Always use the collars on the work set. So if this process plays out as I expect it to, the weight of the collar will become significant, because eventually the increments are going to be tiny. So yeah, at this moment in time, I can make relatively large steps forward. You know, just if you think about it, if you get 6 reps and you add a rep, okay, that's like adding sort of like, I don't know, 13-14% or so. I'm not calculated that, I'm just guessing it. Yeah. Whereas, for example, if you got a 100 kilo bench and you add obviously half a kilo, that's 0.5%. That's obvious, isn't it? So going up by tiny amounts of weight is much more gentle and doable and sustainable than going up on the reps. So, for example, if you did 10 reps on the bench with 100 kilos and then you did it 11, you're going up by 10%. A 10% jump. You know, that's not sustainable. So I find that the simply going up in reps is not the way forward. Now, double progression, yeah, that works. I mean, you can sort of like add weight to the bar, maybe drop a few reps, regain those reps, add weight again, drop a few reps, regain the reps, add weight again, that sort of thing. So you're using both factors. You're using the weight and the reps. That's sensible. That can be moderate progress as well. But I think, yeah, the overall story is moderate conservative progress over the long term. You know, basically you're drilling through metal and you are the drill. You know, think about it. Yeah, you're drilling through metal and you are the drill. You know, it's very easy for things to go wrong. It's very easy to snap crap up. Yeah, play it conservative, play it safe. You know, stretch out the process. Okay, so once in 7 on this. This is for 7. Yeah, fairly easy actually, in reality. I mean, I was very tempted to go for 8, but I'm thinking, you know, if that is, as I calculated before, a 13, 14, 15% jump, I don't need to push it much further today. So that's definitely a big step forward. But to be expected, because if you've neglected these moves, and then you return to them, obviously you got muscle memory to whatever extent that it exists. And also you're getting the neural gains again, like a beginner. So last time it went 40, 35, 30, and that's where it's going to go again. Just putting the reps up. So next time I do this, it'll be 40 for 8. I'm sure I'll get 40 for 8 next time. So no need to rush. Rushing leads to overwhelming the body. Give your body a good chance. So even though in my mind it's all about AMRAP, as many reps as possible, it still doesn't have to be absolute failure. So on that last set, for example, I wasn't certain that I'd get another rep. You know, more than likely I would have actually, but I wasn't certain, so I left it. So when I say AMRAP, it's as many reps as possible in good form, and you're taking a very, you know, you're not gambling too much. Not gambling too much on the last rep. So it's not exactly failure training, just nearly failure. Plenty of studies have shown that nearly failure is as good as failure as regards the result. I think I was just watching a video just today, House of Hypertrophy, saying the same thing. Almost failure is good enough. You got to train hard though, no doubt about it. Hard training. I think there is a place for high volume, easy training. tends to, for me, that is a sort of like depletion workouts, burning off the glycogen in the muscle, helping the fat burning process when you're dieting down. But I'm not dieting down at all now. I won't be worried about gaining a pound or two either. Just I'm hoping it's the ideal result will be keep the same body weight and put weight on the bar. That's the ideal result. So I suppose in a way it's leaning towards recomposition, I suppose. I'll do that as long as I can keep the weight on the bar. Then it's going to be as long as I can keep putting weight on the bar. I'll try and follow that same process of holding the body weight the same. When that process stalls, then I'm going to have to review it and think about what I want to do next. Is it going to be a case of eating my way out of a plateau, some sort of a bulk, or is it going to be a case of stop the cycle, stop the process, restart? One or the other. So I'm hoping that's in the distant future. Okay, last time I got 8 on this, so this time I want to get 9. Come on then, here we go. Here we go, Mario, Super Mario. Come on, 9. Okay, that time I did go for the extra rep. It felt quite easy, therefore I went for it. And why not? 10. It felt like I was pretty much assured of getting it, so I did it. So yeah, last time it was 40 for 6, 35 for 8. This time it's 40 for 7, 35 for 10. So yeah, flying forward. As you'd expect. At the beginning of the process. So, 30 kilos. So last time I got 10, so this time it's got to be 11 or 12 for the win. But again, to consider a session a win is simply, for me, is making an advance on the first set. If you advance on the first set, that's a win. If you drop down on the first set, that's a lose. So it doesn't matter if the second and third sets advance. The winning and losing is all about the first set. That's the main deal. So obviously, if you lose reps on the first set, then the second set's going to be easier. So even if you do advance on the second set, it's because it was easier. You didn't fatigue yourself as much on the first set. Yeah. But yeah, today all is well. Just as you expect it to be at the beginning of a process. Call it a cycle. But there's no fixed end point to this cycle. The fixed end point is going to come when I decide that I cannot put weight on the bar at all. So at some point in the future it will come to a ragged end, if you like. There'll be a period of time where I struggle and struggle and struggle, but nothing improves. And what I will do then is, well, various options. Simply change everything up, do different moves altogether. Well, when I say different moves altogether, for example, you could do squatting with bands, or I could move from low bar squatting to safety squat bar, that sort of thing. So when I say change everything up, it's not exactly everything, but it's a radical change. Could take a week off, deload for a week, that's a possibility, and then start again at a lower level and see if that makes any difference. So I could just possibly what I will do is drop the weights a little bit and concentrate on cardio for summer. That's a possibility. Cross that bridge when we get there. I say what I've got in mind now is simply weight on the bar, squat, bench, deadlift. Hopefully improve the dips as well. That's the main deal. That's the main focus. Everything else is secondary. Okay, so we're wanting what, 11 or 12 with 30 kilos. What a puny weight. Unbelievable. Tiny weight. So let's get some reps. Whew. Yeah, so last time was 30 for 10, this time it's 30 for 12. Excellent, good stuff. Okay, so biceps. So I'm going to do these biceps on the cable pulley. Got 20 kilos loaded up. Oh, sorry, tell a lie. I'm moving up. 22 kilos. So previously it was 20, then 21. So I've done 2 sessions in this current phase with the biceps and the pulley machine. So previously and 20 for 10, then I got 21 for 10. So hopefully this time round we get 22 for 10. This zapper hardly moves it. I suppose you get what you pay for. That'll do. Okay, yeah, I don't think I need a 5-minute timer to do biceps and triceps. So let's get it on us. Go on, I'll give myself 3 minutes. Time is terrible, you touch the screen and nothing happens. There we go, got it. Yeah. Okay, so 3 minutes. Oh, I'm not set it up properly. Not on the ball. Okay, so it's just going to be a couple of sets of 10. Come on, wasting my time, missing everything. 2 sets of 10. Okay. So I say last time was 21, this time it's 22. So 10 reps. Just one more set. While I'm waiting, I'll set my thick bar up. So the thick bar is simply a piece of scaffolding which, as luck would have it, is the same width as an Olympic bar. So you can put Olympic weights on it quite nicely. Okay, that's set up for later on. Okay, don't know what you can see, it's very glary in here, but I can just about make out some abs. I mean they're there, they're not, they're not popping or anything, but they're there, and I'm feeling quite full, which is to be expected because I'm not really restricting the diet very much. I'm doing some heavy lifting, therefore I'm expecting to get some muscle. Oh, and obviously it's not overnight growing more and more and more muscle, but the muscles are quite full, let's say. Okay, 10. Yeah, glycogen. Stored glycogen in the muscle. That's a tremendous difference to the appearance. So if you empty out the glycogen, in other words, if you're on a restricted diet, you know, the visual impact is quite dramatic. You know, even though the reality might be that you've hardly lost any fat, but the simple fact that you've emptied the muscles of the glycogen, the energy stores, makes you look quite small. So, you know, you do get this sort of effect whereby going on a diet you look tiny, but as soon as you eat again, then you gain a lot of size. It's simply a transient effect. It's not like you're losing tons of fat or gaining tons of fat. In fact, it's mostly water weight, because the stored glycogen requires that you store a lot of water weight with it. So glycogen stored with water. So you do get this this transient effect of looking very, very full as soon as you eat again. Yeah, I think that's the reality of I think especially professional bodybuilding. It's all manipulation of transient factors that you can look incredible for for one day. Very, very, very quickly afterwards. Nobody can hold that sort of condition. It's not a permanent condition. Okay, so hold on, I don't know what am I aiming for. Okay, last time was 21 for 11, so this is 22 for 11, hopefully. Ten. 12. Yes. So, up a kilo, up a rep. Very good. So that's 22 for 12. Hopefully I'll repeat that. So going for another set of 12. Yeah, so far so good, I'm going to say. Early days though, obviously. But I suppose it's good to tell yourself a nice story. So far so good. Yeah. So excellent. Oh, wonderful. Yes. Yeah. King of the world. Wonderful. Let's see what I'll be saying in a month's time or a couple of months' time if all this plays us to plan. Yeah. Hopefully there'll be 200 kilos on the bar for the squats and the deadlifts eventually. Who knows? I don't know. I really don't know. Obviously we can all dream. Can it be done? Yeah. I do believe to a large extent that this game's in your mind. If you can allow yourself to believe that you can do it, you've got a much better chance. Let's say. Yeah. I mean, I'm not so naive as to think it's simply a case of believe and achieve. No, I mean I can believe all sorts of rubbish and never achieve it. Yeah. But I think if you don't believe, you're not going to achieve it. So the negative case works, I would imagine. End of the day, you can I think that the story you tell yourself can help, can assist. I wouldn't say it was the number one determining factor, but it can help. And the story so far is it's going well. So 12 again, hopefully. Come on. 13. Took the chance. I think as regards these tiny lifts, curls, tricep extension, I don't know, abdominal work, neck. If you do go to absolute failure, it's no big deal. I don't think it takes much out of you. And there's not much risk, or from the point of view of what happens if you don't make the rep, well, it's pretty irrelevant. It doesn't really matter. Whereas if you're squatting, deadlifting, etc., and you don't make the rep, then you've got a bit of a problem. Okay, so finally, to end today, so yeah, it's a brief session. I mean, initially, I was thinking in terms of 10 sets, but I'm going to extend it 2 more sets. So I want to do some forearm work. And I'm actually going to introduce side bends as well at some point. Well, I said some point, beyond this Friday. I'm starting to putting the side bend in there. I think the side bend is vastly underrated and a very good movement. I think it helps tremendously with the squatting and deadlifting. Yeah, obviously, when I say side bends helping with squatting and deadlifting, you're going to have to use some considerable weight. It's not going to be sort of like a little dumbbell. I'm thinking in terms of sort of like probably kick off with 40 or 50 kilos. And that's just to start with. Okay, so what did I get on this last time? So 8 reps. So 9. I'm going for 9. So holding it in the same place, which is marked off with a bit of tape. Reverse grip. Well, come out of here. Reverse grip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. 2 reps. Okay, so last time was 8. This time it's 10. But that's what you get when you're doing movements from scratch almost. So I'm starting from scratch on this. I mean, I've not done a reverse curl for a long time, and I've not done a reverse curl on a thick bar for a longer time. And thinking about it, I've not used a thick bar for a very long time either. Okay, when I say thick bar, as I say, it's a piece of scaffolding, but it is the same width as the end of an Olympic bar, almost exactly. One of the reasons why I'm thinking that I need to include this is because I'm very aware that I'm taking the easier way out on the deadlift using straps. But better safe than sorry, I think. As I say, my story has been that I've had a sore elbow for a very long time. It's a lot better than it was. I mean, it was so sore at one point I couldn't deadlift at all. It was impossible. Water, proper stuff. Not that Coca-Cola rubbish. Okay, but I'm very reticent about using a mixed grip on deadlifting now. I spent decades using a mixed grip. And it's only been this last year that I've used straps. This is the first time. So this last year is not this year, 2023. 2023 was the first time that I used straps at all, ever. And I'm thinking that because I'm using straps on a deadlift, probably a good idea to get some forearm working. Okay, let's get it. See if we can get another set 10. Yeah. Yeah, my forearm work over the years has been very sporadic. Mostly just using grippers. Okay, so that's it, finished for today. 12 sets all told there. Okay, everything in order, everything went up just about, yeah, everything went up, everything in order, so the game continues. Bye!